Hey there, happy Friday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day and National Donor Day. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett here on News 6 Plus, clickorlando.com, and our YouTube channel. Hopefully, you are having a great start to this morning. It is going to be a little bit of a hot and muggy day for Valentine's Day, and we're also acknowledging National Donor Day, and we have a special story from a local family coming up about the gift of life, which we also want to talk about and spread awareness for this morning. But first, I want to get you out the door. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is getting us ready for a Valentine's Day, also a special birthday for her baby, who is a Valentine's baby. Good morning, Candace.
Morning. I just got off the phone singing happy birthday. Dad's at work, mom's here, grandparents got a nice little donut all lit up with 5 candles. So we were able to sing happy birthday to her this morning. But it's gonna be a pretty nice day, really, across Central Florida. We had a cold front that came through yesterday, was the reason why we had all that heat and humidity kind of building up. Reason why we had a lot of those storms yesterday. And that front now is down to our south. And we're going to see temperatures actually pretty close to near normal for this time of the year, which is, finally a little bit of a break from the heat. Even bigger break from the heat, though, early next week. So this is the information you need to know out the door if you're running out, trying to get to work and school. Cooler, pleasant, nice words to use for a day in February on your Valentine's Day. So if you have plans indoor or outdoors, maybe take dinner or lunch outside today, kind of switch things up a little bit. Then as we head into really late Sunday afternoon and into the early evening hours, we are watching the approach of a stronger, more potent cold front. And that's going to be coming through around that Daytona 500 time. So we'll have to keep a close tabs on what that's going to look like, right? And then as we head into early next week, we're talking President's Day on Monday, temperatures should be actually dropping even further than what we're experiencing today. So wind gusts at this hour, you can see the winds are coming in out of the north between about 20, 25 miles per hour. So certainly going to be a breezy, almost windy day. The winds are going to kick up even more, though, as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Possibly a wind advisory could be in effect on Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. Now, your Valentine's Day forecast looking great. Temperatures are going to be into those mid 70s. 76 will be our temperature there. Still looking mostly dry. We can't completely rule out the chance of an isolated shower or two because of that strong breeze. But at the end of the day, not as stormy as it has been. There's my graphics. Looking at our lows later on tonight, we do have the cloud cover that's going to stick around most of the day today. We'll stick around again into the overnight hours. So that's why temperatures should stay in the upper 60s. But we have this cold front making its way through Central Florida. But I do also want to show you what's going on the other side of the country. Cold front that's been bringing some rain and snow across the Pacific Northwest, across the Rockies. We're going to start tapping into this system as we head into Sunday and into Monday. So again, locally here, clouds and rain forecast, still showing a couple scattered showers here and there along that strong breeze. Our coverage will be about 20%. Notice a lot more sunshine in the forecast on Saturday. And then to the north there, you'll see the front start to approach. Well, not that much. You can see the system will be approaching the Gainesville area by about 5 o'clock. The question will be, will the main line come through Daytona Beach? That's going to be the big story on Sunday. Of course, we have the big race that starts at 2:30. The good news is the arrival of this front continues to lag a little bit. Some models push it much later than some models as well. So I think we're going to start trending better. But then once that front comes through, cooler air will settle in. So this is what the forecast is looking like. It looks like by the time we're flying, the checkered flag into the late afternoon, early evening, that's when our rain chances are going to start going up. So I think we should be okay to start the race. We could have a delay if that rain starts coming in before the last couple of laps. So that's going to be the only thing we're going to be watching closely. Severe weather threat doesn't look super high. Can't rule out the chance of a strong storm along that front. But at the end of the day, notice the difference. Temperatures on Sunday will be in those low 80s, and then we'll be down into the upper 60s for President's Day. So looking really nice, Bridgett, as we head into early next week. We could have an even stronger front come through on Wednesday, more of a Gulf moisture surge So we're going to be watching for the chance for rain, maybe a few storms as well on Wednesday. So quite a
Mm-hmm.
mix. This is pretty typical starting up this time of the year, that springtime swing where we'll still sometimes have enough of a push of cooler air from the winter, but that
Mm-hmm.
warm air from the spring is already kind of threatening. So it's going to be that little swing here and there where cold snaps won't last as long as they used to. Um, but the cold snaps aren't completely out of the picture just yet. So we're going to continue to kind of iron out those details, but certainly nice Valentine's Day, warm weekend, some storms on Sunday, but really, really nice weather if you like it cool on President's Day.
All righty. For me, Candace, it's the humidity and the pollen. That's
Yeah.
those are the culprits for
Every
me.
car is orange. Every car outside in Central Florida is now officially yellow.
Yes, it does. It seems like spring already for sure. What was the
Certainly
official?
does. Yeah.
Because we'll be springing forward when? Is it March or April?
Um,
Yeah,
March.
yeah. So.
So, yeah, that's coming up soon.
Hmm.
But spring, technically, we're seeing already the national, I can't remember the abbreviation for it, but they're the ones that track the leafing and blooming and all that
Yes,
stuff
that's what we were
for
talking about.
pollen season.
Hmm.
And that's already started up. It was actually
Hmm.
the leafing process started up about like a week late because of the cold weather this year. Um, but the pollen is ramped right up. So normally it goes like leaf for a little bit, then pollen. This was like leaf pollen. So
Yes,
everything is kind of blooming all at once because we had that cold snap and then things turned so warm so fast. It kind of confused,
the plants.
things.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that's where we are now. Yeah.
All right. Love and pollen in the air. Thank you, Candace.
But yeah, bye.
Bye. We want to check in with Trooper Steve. Traffic was a very hectic thing this morning, but you did find some pink. Good morning. Unmute.
I got all excited. That was what happened.
Yay.
So I got these from Chief Godfrey from Ormond Beach Police Department yesterday.
Nice. Nice.
And then I was like, man, I couldn't get in on the photo with you guys because I look like I'm
Yeah,
mourning something,
I
but I'm
tried to
all
get him in the
dark today.
Valentine photo.
So I was like, why not? I'll rock these today for the live stream.
Yes. It's sort of Elton John
So
of you to do this.
if I had like a little piano to hang out right here kind of thing.
Right.
So we are actually getting better though, Bridget, with the
Okay.
roadways. So we started really, really bad. Things got pretty nasty out there this morning. We had 2 fatal crashes. And then we had a crash that shut down southbound lanes. So let's go straight to the maps right now. What you're looking at here is DOT camera for southbound lanes of I-95 just outside of Edgewater. This is around the 240, 241 mile marker. All our lanes were shut down earlier, but right now, look at them, all back open. What I'd like to commend, though, is the drivers not using that right travel lane right now because Florida move over law would still apply, and choosing to do that and giving some space, highly respected. So thank you guys. So we do have those delays as you're cruising southbound this morning. I'll show you in the map exactly where we're talking about, though, real quick, just to give you reference. South of New Smyrna Beach, north of Oak Hill, and maybe about a mile slowdown. Outside of that, not bad on our coast anymore. But like Bridget's talking about and Crystal all morning, we've got the Daytona 500 coming in this weekend, so you have to be careful while you're out there. Our attractions moving pretty good this morning. Poinciana Boulevard slightly slow, but even yesterday, the drive times were worse than they are right now at 7:39 in the morning. 31 minutes, Champions Gate to 408 eastbound. This was sitting about 42 at this hour yesterday. So just take it with a grain of salt, right? Take it nice and easy. So outside of that, earlier crash at Hotel Plaza cleared out. You can see I-4 out by the outlets looking pretty good as well. And then 528 east and westbound. It does look at the top of our screen. If you're out getting ready to hit 408, I don't have time to label it, but it does look like we have a crash westbound 408 as you approach the downtown area. So Bridget, I've got some maintenance going on the truck today. Some mechanical things, just electronic stuff, just getting updated, nothing bad or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but we go all the time in this
Mm-hmm.
truck. So we got to keep her going. And
All right.
so no stream at 10.
Okay, and what's up with the weekend? Because we know it gets very busy up through I-4 and I-95. Lots of folks heading into town for all the events at Daytona.
I don't get to say this often, but it is one of the few times that I am glad I get to do this with you guys rather than be out in it as a
It's
trooper.
stressful.
Oh, Bridget,
Yeah.
Bridget. It is the worst traffic day for the Daytona Beach area probably all year long.
And they have
One of
lots
the
of
single
events, so
crazy events, right? And the most attended sporting event anywhere. And you're talking everybody converging right there.
mhm,
I-4, I-95, International Speedway.
mhm.
So what I would say to people is one, go into it expecting delays. Just know they're going to happen. And don't be frustrated when it does occur, because that's the biggest thing. Have a
Yeah.
designated driver.
Yeah.
The amount of alcohol intake that takes place, and people think, oh, I'm just staying at a hotel down the road. No, have a plan. There are a lot of shuttles that go in, and save a couple extra bucks so you could take the ride share, and don't ruin your night or anyone else's. And look, there is rumor that the president will be in attendance, so there could
Right.
be extra security as well.
Mhm.
So understand that because of that, there could be other barriers involved, and just go with the flow. Everyone's
Mhm.
there to have time.
And you know what? I've been a couple times and I just love the energy there. And folks are just so upbeat and it's just all about fun. And I think
It
that
is.
if you just take your time and be patient, be kind, everyone has a good time, but that traffic can get annoying. And sometimes the rain delays and back and forth gets annoying. So you just have
Yeah.
to kind of be patient and expect that, okay, well, this might get called off. I might have to come back tomorrow and try to work with that because when the rain seems to be in the forecast every single time the past few
It does
years.
rain every time. Every single time at some point it does rain. What would be your favorite part that you got to experience during the 500?
um I would say it's the volume, like just that thunder, like I mean
You
I don't want to
feel it.
sound, yeah.
No,
I mean it's
you're not
amazing.
sounding
Yeah,
nothing, because that's, I would say, I've
it's
gotten the,
literally the good vibes, right? It's like the
yes,
vibration of it. Yeah.
you feel it just going. So I hope
Yeah,
everyone has a safe
it's electric.
weekend. And I'm looking forward to your medical interview coming up here.
Yes, it's a great story about sharing the gift of life, and unfortunately, it does involve distracted driving. So we'll get to that in a bit.
Okay, we'll see you
Yeah.
guys then.
All right. Thanks. And speaking of the Daytona 500, our Mark Lehman is out there with a preview more on some of the safety measures in place and what you can expect.
How much are you looking forward to the 500?
Oh, it's kind of just part of life now.
All around the track, excitement is building for NASCAR's biggest race.
Just the thrill of the Daytona 500, and it's my birthday on Sunday.
Well,
so
happy birthday.
yeah, so hopefully we get the races.
And with the spectacle, there's also a lot of work to keep people safe. We've seen law enforcement's response in previous years. This weekend, there's a heightened sense of security as we're only weeks removed from the New Year's terror attack in New Orleans. What do you think about the security around the track?
I think they do an awesome job. I've never had any issues. I feel safe.
Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood issuing a statement saying in part, VSO is devoting all resources and working with partner agencies to provide the highest level of safety and security. An event of this magnitude requires constant coordination, communication, and teamwork. That's exactly what we're doing to ensure the safety of everyone.
I think it's been real good. Yeah, we feel safe. Bring our dog, wives, everybody's bringing their kids out too.
Fans telling us they have complete trust in the security plans and are looking forward to seeing the green flag fly.
It's just the thrill, the excitement, the cars. You can hear them now. It's just get you going.
All right, the excitement is building. Certainly looking forward to that. And we're getting ready for Sunday, and we have our photojournalist and host of Black Men Sundays with us again on this Friday. Happy Friday, Corey.
Hey, happy Friday. How you doing?
What's going on for the weekend?
Oh, well, this weekend there's a few events, but Black Men Sundays, we're doing part two with Ty Woods. You remember her from last week? We were talking about the grants. We were talking about setting up your nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
So she had so much information, I couldn't pack it into one show. So
Okay.
this is part two of that. And you remember last week we discussed how to select your board members. Don't get
Right.
cousins and family members.
Right.
But she also says if you're a little alarmed and you don't
Mm-hmm.
know what you're doing, she can provide her service to you. Let's roll that soundbite.
So I can tell you that now I always tell people when they come to talk to me, and my fee is not the cheap. I'm not the cheapest person on the block, so, and I don't care because I know what I can do. But I tell people when they talk to me and they get like a little leery about the fee, when I tell them, they say, "So how are you going to help me get that money? Like basically how to get this money back?" I tell them, if you don't get this money back times two in the next 90 days, I won't stop working until you get three times the money. And it was like, well, sign me up because I'm so confident. Just that, what I just told you, double the donation, that initiative alone, I will get the right people on your board and get them to donate the amount of money that I need them to donate so that their companies can match it. And then boom, just that quick, you got $10,000.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear that? Companies matching it. That's the most important part. That's where I feel
Mm-hmm.
like people mess up when they're selecting their board
Mm-hmm.
members. So I figured I had to have her on the show. And like I told you guys last week, we talked about how to qualify your business as mission based. We
Mm-hmm.
also talked about this sister here scores between 50,000 up to $1 million grant. So we're going heavy into grants on part
Mm-hmm.
two. But before we get to that, I kind of want to leave everybody with this lasting,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like this lasting mission, because the problem is when people select their board members,
Mm-hmm.
they don't really understand the assignment. So let's roll
Mm-hmm.
that soundbite.
With your board alone, now we are very strategic about who's on our board. We get a lot of applications to be on our board because it's prestigious to be on our board now. By the way, being on our board will give people some people come on there because of the names that's on there. We have some C-suite people on there, vice president of this and that, and so some people want to be around that. You might want to get a couple of your friends who are in high level positions. They know the assignment. They need to know the assignment. They know that they're on the board because number one, their position and the company that they work for, and that they need to bring at least $500 to the table. If they understand that assignment and that they're going to connect you to at least two other individuals who are in high level positions, if they understand that assignment, you can raise within the next 30 days $10,000 just with doing this strategy that I'm talking about right now.
Mm. Full of tips and tricks. So when you
Mm-hmm.
pull up this Sunday, get your notepads ready. This is full. I mean, some of the information she gave us, she said she spent between $1,500 and $5,000, and she just gave us the information for free. So don't
That's
sleep. This Black Men
that's wonderful.
Sundays, heavy, heavy information. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
nonprofits. We're talking about getting grants. The
Mm-hmm.
show's on all platforms. It's on News 6 Plus for the video. The audio's on all your favorite podcast platforms. We're on Instagram. Check us out. We're on TikTok. Join the movement. We out here, Black Men Sundays. If you're not getting this information, it's on you at this point. We're 139 shows deep. All the information you need. So there we go, Black Men Sundays.
For everyone. And it's so informative and sounds like she's going to save you some time, money, and headaches with that information.
That's all right. She's also going to set you up with grant websites to help you set up your nonprofit. If you don't want to go the lawyer route and you want to do it yourself, she gave us the game on how to do that. So tune in Sunday. This is part two with Ty Woods.
And you can
She's a
pull up the part
nonprofit
one
growth
beforehand and
strategist.
listen to that too.
Oh, yeah, part one's already up right now. So you
So you
can
can
check
go ahead
part
and
one
watch
up
that if you
right now.
missed
That
it. You
came
said
out
Ty
last week.
Woods.
Ty Woods, that's
Mm-hmm.
right, out of
All right.
Atlanta, Georgia. We talk about trademarks, patents. We giving you the whole nine websites to go to.
All right,
We also
Corey.
tell you the dangers of establishing your grant. So there you go, Black Men
Thank you, sir.
Sundays.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Take care. We have to take a quick break. We will be back with another live interview. We'll meet a young man whose brother and his gift of life saved 6 lives. So keep it here. Welcome back. It's not just Valentine's Day, it's actually National Donor Day, and it's a day where we recognize the importance of organ donation and all the ways that you can sign up to be a donor, whether it's something that you want to do after you die, or if it is something that you'd like to do while you're living, because there are many options to be a donor, a living donor. So we want to talk about it, and we have a very special guest with us this morning. And our Kia Blair from our Legacy is there this morning with Jaden Beiruti. Good morning. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Good morning.
Hi,
Thank you for
Bridgett.
having us.
You have a special story here, Jaden, and Kia brought this to our attention. And Kia, what would you like to say about National Donor Day for those who maybe didn't know Valentine's Day and National Donor Day coincide?
Absolutely. It's a time to reflect on all of those wonderful donor heroes who either said yes at the DMV to being a registered donor, or maybe their families decided that they wanted them to be a donor hero and establish their legacy. It's a time to reflect and remember those donor heroes, just like Seth, Jaden's brother, who saved 6 lives. It's a wonderful opportunity to, not only celebrate Valentine's Day, but to also just reflect and honor those donor heroes.
And I'm so honored to have Jaden here to share this story, which I'm sure it is difficult and emotional at times. But tell us more about your brother and his story, and how everything came about that he was able to touch 6 lives through his gift.
Right. So my brother Seth and I grew up playing music. He was an extremely talented drummer, and I played the piano and the bass, and we grew up playing several different genres and styles in many different bands. And we looked to record and release our first song in 2018. And so we did that, and we decided to form our own record label as the Beiruti Brothers, Beiruti Records. And I'm continuing that mission on today. So go forward a few months. In December 2018, we were busy recording our first album for our group Avalonia. And then one evening, we were stopped in traffic on 429, and a distracted driver hit us at high speed. And he also did cause severe damage to the 2 cars in front of us. So sadly, Seth died in the impact. But he was able to save 6 lives through organ donation. And it's quite an amazing story from a tragedy. I greatly miss him and miss playing music with him, but I'm happy his legacy continues, and I can continue our music goals with our Avalonia project.
Mm-hmm. When it came about that he wasn't going to make it, and that this was something that you all wanted to do, was it something that you already knew that he wanted prior to all of this ever happening, or was this something that came about in the moments leading up to making that decision?
It was both. We never chatted about it, but he wanted to be an organ donor, and then my parents made the decision to go ahead with it following his death. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's quite an incredible story too. His lung recipient is a man named Richard, and Richard worked as the director of gas emergency response in New York. He was a responder following the attacks on the World Trade Center in 2001. He worked on site at Ground Zero to contain the gas lines. And being on site at Ground Zero, there was a lot of debris in the air, and it severely damaged his lungs. In 2018, he was in bad shape until he received the strong, healthy 21-year-old lungs of Seth. So I honor Richard, and I honor Seth, and I'd also like to honor another guy named Richard. He was in the vehicle in front of us. So he had his kids with him, and in front of his car was his parents. Richard is a firefighter, And immediately after the impact, my car burst into flames, and Seth and I were trapped inside and unconscious. And Richard took care of his family and got us out in time. Due to the traffic jam, it took a fire truck about 20 minutes to get there. So I'm alive today because of him. And, 3 heroes, all related by the same story. I'd like to honor them, hope their actions inspire others, and also just encourage people to not drive distracted, not be on the phone, when behind the wheel, look out for the fellow drivers.
Yeah, it is. It is really something. What do you want people to know? We know that you've been able to keep Seth's memory alive through stories like this, and his music is included in music you're still doing now. Some of his beats, and so where can we find more information about Beiruti Records and your work, as well as more information to encourage people to be donors?
So BeirutiRecords.com contains the whole catalog of songs we've produced. And when Seth and I began it, we had one song, and now I have multiple albums by 6 different artists. So it's great to continue our music goals. Our latest album, Heartfelt Motions by our group Avalonia, is available. It's streaming on all platforms. Seth's drumming is featured on 4 of the tracks from demos we did right before he died. Be great. It's a wonderful album to listen to today. It's romantic songs on there, and it's very melodic and relaxing and laid back. And, I hope everyone enjoys it.
Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for the inspirational work and the stories. And Kia, thank you for bringing Jaden to us. And we hope everyone will keep these messages in mind for National Donor Day and beyond. But we're out of time, and we want to thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Bridgett.
Thanks very much, Bridgett.
Take care. Hope to see you again soon. And we are out of time. Hope you have a great Valentine's Day and weekend. We'll be back with more live news and weather at noon.